Intrepids with a nice defensive bonus. So now the right-hand team has managed to put a lot of pressure. They've got the economic advantage with how much they are developing their economy, and so that's going to work in their favor going into the mid-game where we are starting to head into. What I'm surprised is that none of the feds appear to have put out a warpin. You can see now that Dankredues is putting his Starfleet command, but no one else has gotten around to it. The warpin ships would provide some extra firepower in some needed spots, and so we'll see if that is going to play a factor. At the moment, I think that the bottom right-hand team, or the right-hand team, has the basic advantage. They're fielding the offensive fleet at the moment on the field. You can see that Konsumat here with his about 7 ships here, and Mort with his roughly 8 ships here, followed by another 4. So he's fielding about 13, 14 ships, and that's going to be enough to kind of steamroll over things. Especially, and here comes a warpin. This is going to be into Dankre's base. That's going to supplement his 3 Intrepids. Really, at the moment, though, that is not going to be enough all by itself. He's got this platform. It has not been converted to the specific defense platform. Oh, and this is going to go poorly if Dankredues ends up moving out. He is going to be all by himself and going up against about 15 bugs and a fleet of about 7 Federation ships from Konsumat. This is going to really hurt Dankredues and the left team. While they did manage to get some good ships here, the Galaxy, an Ambassador, and a Excelsior, they are just not going to have the numbers to even do anything. And these bugs are going to end up moving into their escape path and just taking out ships as they go. You can see that they're primarily focusing on the Galaxy. It's pretty easy to take that out, and ignoring this Ambassador, which is has a defensive bonus that makes it a really tough ship, and they're just going in after everything else, just taking everything down. So here comes Stardust providing a little bit of extra support, but this is going to end up being a slaughterhouse for the left team. Stardust really ends up just sacrificing a couple of ships to no avail. You can see he's calling for retreat, and some bug rams going off, preventing the ships from moving out. However, this is really looking in favor of the right-hand team, as they are just slaughtering everything in their path. You can see that Stardust trying to move his ships back into some repair to get repaired, but they are going to end up also getting just beat to death. So we got a pair of defensive platforms, but they are not covering the miners, and so Mort is going to take advantage of it, take out a couple miners. Even if he doesn't do anything to the offensive power, this is going to cut the economy down a little bit, and just take a couple ships, make sure that the base rate is worthwhile. You can see that Konsumat also coming in and doing some quick raids on stuff. Now this is probably, I don't know whose this warpin is. This is going to end up helping. This is Konsumat's warpin, and that is going to be a big boon for this area. Ooh, and 2 ambassadors. So these guys are going to be very tough to kill, providing a lot of the extra defense that this base area needs. You can see that this Excelsior is just going to get microed down if it doesn't watch out. It's going to end up getting burned all the way, and you can see it did. So Konsumat really putting a lot of pressure on specific ships, killing them off, really turning the tide in the right-hand team's favor. Here we got Stardust got a ship that's kind of not microing exactly the way it needs to. We can expect this guy to have a defensive pattern go off, which you can see the energy went down, and so it did. A little bit of interesting transporting, possibly a Miss Micro. This ship here is getting somewhat, I don't know what's going on with it. It really needs to be repaired. Otherwise, it is going to end up with an expensive loss with that Ambassador. That is such a good ship to have, and he loses it. Such little bit of Miss Micro there, maybe some lag on someone's part. And here we have a veteran Intrepid. These guys have some nasty defensive capabilities. And it's still, the right-hand team is pressuring into Stardust's base. Mort and Konsumat working really well in concert here. This Ambassador of Stardust needs to get back and go repair. Really, the only thing that is saving this is the fact that Stardust is just correctly abusing the heck out of the fact that he's got a pair of defensive platforms and his starbase here, star yard here, and able to repair quickly. The other team has to go and repair somewhere else. So you can see that just hanging on, just every last, making the right-hand team pay for really work for everything they're doing. You can see that Stardust really, actually, with his just hanging in there, is doing an excellent job of doing exactly that, hanging in there. And you can see the few going out. Really, So here's some ships that are out of position, and you can see that Mort is potentially going to move up on that. That's yep. And so these ships that are out of position are going to run right into this base. So you can see all the while that the right-hand team, Mort and Konsumat, were fighting, they had been expanding, and that's something that you really want to do if you're going to fight against someone, is when you are attacking, expand at the same time. If nothing else, you keep your opponent distracted. However, I don't know if this is a good call or not. You've got a number of ships by the left-hand team. They've found that Mort's all by himself. However, these bugs are going to end up... Wow, so the catching them a little off guard, taking out some structures. You have some stuff going down. I don't know if this is a successful raid. This Ambassador needs to get out of there. The Stardust and his teammate Dankredues making a decent raid on this. You can see some bugs going off, some sacrificing, but nonetheless the bugs getting way too numerous, and Konsumat coming in to help with his monsoons, and these are just going to attack the remaining Federation ships of Dankredues and take them out. Wow, so an interesting raid on the forward position of the right-hand team. That was very costly for the left-hand team. You can see that Stardust managed to get a number of his ships out, so he didn't take a lot of loss in what looks like to be another warp in for him. Going to give him some more mid-game ships. However, you can see that at least Mort took a number of losses. He lost his defensive structures, and we see an Excelsior out. And so this is going to be interesting. We'll see what Mort makes of this. What I would actually recommend here for the right-hand team is they put a star yard up here and get ally repair in there, and that would give them a forward repair ability, which would really just allow them to launch attacks from that position. As it is, they've got a number of good ships on the field. They'll be able to hang on to this area if they keep their fleet together. We can see over here on the left at the minimap that Stardust is making a move forward, and this combined fleet of Federation and Dominion ships are moving in up here against Dankredues, and he's got a little bit of expansion here, and this is going to end up hurting. So Stardust coming in really quickly, trying to get a little bit of a kill here, but he is going to get flanked by, this combined force. He is going to end up losing so many ships. So you can see Stardust seeing his mistake here, trying to get out. He's actually able to